Blaine Fowler is back with us. The headline from campus is that practice resumes on Thursday. What do you want to see right away?
They've got to get their timing back. That's the big key. When you take time off, mostly timing between receivers and the quarterbacks, it takes a little bit of a step backward, and they've got to focus on that. Physically, they'll be in better shape. Time to heal up. The legs get back under you. You feel really good coming back to practice, but that timing suffers a little bit, and they've got to have that back by bowl time.
And for a player, and you went through this many times, how do you get back into football mode after a few weeks off?
It's hard because the hardest part is the mental aspect of wrapping your brain around going to practice every day again and focusing in and giving enough work effort at practice to get better. And so it usually takes a day or two to get back into that mode, to be in work mode and everyday practice mode again.
I know you got a lot of information to share with us tonight. This is a special time of year when friends and families come together to celebrate the Football Blainey Awards, and here they are. Let's start with offensive MVP, and the Blainey Award goes to
Taysom Hill, no question. Taysom started out as a run threat in this offense to begin the season, but he really developed into a passing threat, a true dual threat. He averaged 220 yards a game throwing the football and 100.9 yards a game running the football. This is just one of the great seasons of all time. He was the leading rusher for BYU this year.
Outstanding. All right, defensive MVP, the Blainey Award.
Wanyunga, what a year, and an unexpected year. I think he was the biggest surprise for the Cougars. 136 tackles from that middle linebacker spot. Craig Bills was number 2 with just 66 more than the next closest guy. 57 total tackles. He just plugged up the middle, ran sideline to sideline, and was the most consistent defender for BYU all season.
Playmaker of the year, and the Blainey goes to?
We give that to Cody Hoffman. He was just outstanding. When BYU needed a big play on offense, he always came up with a great grab. He ended up with 45 receptions, 727 yards, a 16.2-yard average, and 5 touchdowns. But the big play was his. When BYU needed a first down on 3rd and long, he was the guy.
This is a tough one. Best single game performance, and the Blainey goes to?
Well, we argued back and forth between Texas and Houston, but we're going to go with the Houston game for Taysom Hill. Completed 66% of his passes, 417 yards, 4 touchdowns. He added another 100-yard rushing game. Texas was an unbelievable rushing effort, but this, in terms of balance, running the football and throwing it, it was one of the best single-game performances I've seen in a long, long time.
Huge win on the road. Best NFL prospect, and the Blainey goes to?
This was an easy one. Any question, Kyle Van Noy, big play guy. The number that stands out to me is that 16 tackles for loss, and they all come on big plays. And when it's a big moment in the game, he can just dial up a big play, those 16 tackles for loss. And how about 14 quarterback hurries? Next closest guy on the team has 3. This guy knows how to pressure the quarterback, and he'll do it in the NFL.
It's nice that you have some honorable mentions this year with the Blainey Awards. The surprise player of the year.
Well, Adam Heaney, I don't know that anyone expected that he would have the kind of impact that he has had in all-purpose returning kicks. That 27.8-yard average put BYU in a great position when they return kickoffs time after time.
The underappreciated player, and I agree with you here.
Well, Daniel Sorensen, and not just because of the production that he has defensively. He's calling all those signals back there, getting guys lined up. But this is the best special teams coverage guy I've seen at BYU in a couple of decades.
All right, social media here. Best Instagram follow.
Well, Jamal Williams. I mean, the dancing and he is, if you are following him on Instagram or Twitter or whatever it is, you're in for, this
is game day.
Yeah. This is his pregame Instagram dance that he does on a regular basis. We saw him involve the other running backs and get everybody. He is a great interview. He's great to talk to. The guy just plays with so much passion and has so much fun with the game. It's fun to deal with Jamal Williams. The nice part is we got him for another couple of years.
And the last time we saw him, he ran for 200 yards.
Yeah.
And we'll see him.
He's a great player, and he plays relaxed. Can you tell he's relaxed?
He is relaxed, and he's fun to watch. All right, those are the Blainey Awards for football. We hope you enjoyed them. Let's get back to work now with the film session, sponsored by Zions Direct. Current insights and trends, providing some of the latest ideas in finance, are available in their weekly newsletter at zionsdirect.com. What are you going to teach us
Let's
here?
start with an area that BYU has to get better. Matt Carlino does a great job here of knowing where the basketball is, but also in his peripheral vision, keeping track of his guy. And as soon as that swing pass comes, he notices, he almost sets up the offensive player and then anticipates that passing lane and comes up with a big steal. He was in a position to help defensively but kept track of his guy. BYU's got to get better defensively. Now, on the offensive end, we're looking at Prairie View A&M. They didn't do a good job of understanding. They double team down in the corner, and Collinsworth does a great job of noticing the open area. They're overplaying that first passing lane, so a skip pass is what happens. And whenever there's a skip pass, the defense can't rotate fast enough. Wide open players on the backside and an easy three. And can you leave Hawes open on the backside? You can't do that.
You could leave them all open last Saturday night because no one could hit a shot as we look at what happened with Utah. Blaine, this might have been the worst overall performance of a Dave Rose team since he became head coach.
Well, and right now this BYU team, it's not a great defensive team, and they're working to get better. It's a young team, and young teams don't play great defense. They've been a great offensive team, but you see, when you have a tough shooting night, when you shoot down in the low 30s, if you can't get stops, if you're not a really good defensive team, you struggle to win those kinds of games. And Utah shot lights out, got a big enough lead that BYU couldn't shoot themselves back into it, and they couldn't get enough stops. They've got to get better defensively.
I don't know if any team's ever won a game on the road when the point guard has 0 assists.
Yeah, it's tough, and Carlino struggled to shoot the ball. I mean, Hawes struggled to shoot the ball. Right. Everyone struggled to shoot it, and they're great when they get in these scoring matches, but when they have to grind one out, they haven't proven to us yet that they can win that kind of game.
That was a game they were expected to win. Now they go to Oregon, ranked 13th in the country, and there's a team that can score points.
Yeah, this is a team that can really score from multiple positions. It's a team of transfers. Joseph Young, who transferred from Houston, who was the Texas Player of the Year, leads them in scoring. You see the head-to-head matchup here. Look at the shooting percentage for Oregon at over 53%, and they can really stroke the three. They've got 6 guys that average in double figures, led by Joseph Young at 20 points a game. Oh, and a familiar face. How about Mike Moser, the UNLV transfer? Right. He's averaging 15 a game. This is a team with multiple guys that can get things done. BYU's going to have their best defensive effort of the year if they're going to have any chance to hang with Oregon.
They got all week to get ready and take a few tests in between, and we'll see them on Saturday. Thanks, Blaine.